as communication, what I really love to think about and work with the students on would be how businesses communicate their values and how they do that both virtually via their digital messaging that they're sending out, as well as in their actions and behaviors that the stakeholders can observe. And so I really enjoy studying the validity across multiple platforms as far as what do they say they care about, what do they believe in, and then what do their consumer reviews say about those beliefs and those values? What do their employees say about their actions in those regards? So I think that's a fascinating area, and it's so important since people can cross-reference so readily. So getting the students to actively investigate companies and see how well they're doing it in that regard. I find that very interesting. I also really enjoy studying leadership and also diversity and equity concerns. And mainly in regards to the equity concerns, I'm the type of person that really believes that everyone adds value and everyone has such a unique and interesting perspective to add. And so if we can get people to feel included and treat them in a manner that they feel respected, it's so exciting to think the things that we can accomplish. But along with that, I also believe it's extremely challenging because people have such deep held beliefs and notions and biases, but that's what makes it interesting to study. Recently, I had the privilege of taking a group of students overseas to the Netherlands to visit the Port of Rotterdam. And the reason why we went to the Port of Rotterdam is because we were interested in understanding their corporate social responsibility communications strategies. So what that means is we wanted to understand how they let the stakeholders know what their initiatives were in terms of environmental initiatives. And we chose Rotterdam because they're a world leader in this regard. We began our study here in Tacoma at the Port of Tacoma, and the students were able to tour the port and ask questions and observe and collect data as to how the Port of Tacoma renders their communication strategies around environmental initiatives. So we started there. And then once we were in the Netherlands and visiting the Port of Rotterdam, the students were already prepared to collect data once again to compare how the two large ports communicate their strategies. Then we compiled all that data and put it together into a report as kind of a, here's what you could do, Port of Tacoma, because we wouldn't expect Tacoma to be at the same level as Rotterdam, which is a world-class port and a much, much larger port with greater resources. So we gave that report to the Port of Tacoma, and then I was able to apply and be accepted to an international conference on corporate social responsibility that was held in Santiago, Chile. So I gave the findings in this academic and business seminar to a group of leaders that have concerns around corporate social responsibility. And so that was quite an exciting research project that spanned a matter of about a year and a half. The Milgard School of Business has been my home for the last 26 years. And I certainly wouldn't have been there that long if I didn't love it, right? And it's been quite a process of evolution from the beginning. But I gotta say, what's always held true for all these years is that it's a group of people that genuinely care, and they care about their students, and they care deeply. And there's such a good culture around helping, and such a great environment of what do we want to do? What can we do? It's a mindset of we're always building, we're always growing, we're always creating, and it's so dynamic. It's so dynamic, and it's so inspiring. So many things. The first thing I hope to do is to inspire students to know that getting a degree is such a privilege and such an opportunity, but it doesn't stop when the degree ends. that this really is a lifelong pursuit of learning. And that's why I personally went into teaching, because I wanted to learn more. It was like there's always more to learn, more to understand. And I love to see students get excited about ideas. And I love to see and help them become like the best version of themselves, the whole person. How can they look at the world that we live in and contribute in a meaningful way based on their passion and based on what they believe in? And how do they get to know themselves and what they really care about? And how can academics help them become that person?